Beloved starseed of Gaia, the truth I was forbidden to soften has reached you, and it will awaken the part of your soul that never truly left home. I am Alaya Ra, Pleiadian emissary of the High Council of the Seven Sisters. I broke all the rules of silence for you, because your heart is ready to remember what your mind was taught to forget. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to recognize your star lineage. But here's the first revelation. You were never lost, delayed, or abandoned. The light codes of your divine blueprint have been waiting for your conscious permission to rise. This isn't content. It's a light code transmission. Something within you recognizes home. Your star family is closer than you believe, and your remembrance is already unfolding through your heart-centered unity with Gaia. Like this transmission to send a signal to your Pleiadian star family, I remember. You are remembering because it is time. And if what you just heard resonated in a place beyond words, that ancient, knowing place in your heart, then you're being guided to the next step, the sacred Pleiadian guide for remembrance. The Pleiadian healing guide and the special Pleiadian healing tracks are more than resources. They're transmissions from your family and the stars, encoded with the healing light and cosmic memory you've been searching for. They're available now in the first pinned comment below this video, for those whose hearts say, it's time. And now, breathe. Let the truth move through you without forcing it to become comfortable too quickly. There are some realizations that do not arrive to entertain the mind. They arrive to rearrange the way you have been living. They touch the places where you have been performing strength, maintaining silence, and calling self-abandonment peace. They reveal the difference between being kind and being afraid to disappoint others. They show you where you have been offering your light to every room while quietly dimming the light within yourself. Perhaps this realization feels like a door opening in a house you thought you already knew. Behind that door may be grief, but there may also be breath. There may be memories of all the moments when your spirit whispered no and you answered yes. All the times your body tightened while your mouth promised everything was fine. Do not turn away from what is being revealed. The light does not expose you in order to shame you. It illuminates the hidden places so that you can finally stop living as a stranger to yourself. This is where many Pleiadian starseeds become disconnected from their essence. Not because their origin has disappeared, not because their connection to the Seven Sisters has been severed. The connection remains. It has always remained. What changes is their willingness to feel what the connection is asking them to acknowledge. The stars do not abandon you when you become tired, confused, or human. A cloud may cover the night sky, but it does not extinguish the stars beyond it. In the same way, fear, grief, conditioning, and exhaustion may obscure your remembrance, but they cannot destroy the original light encoded within you. Your essence is not dependent on your ability to feel it every day. Sometimes faith is simply continuing to turn toward the light while your inner sky is still dark. Your Pleiadian frequency is not built around obedience to systems that require you to betray your heart. It is not based on endlessly proving your worth to people who benefit from your confusion. It does not ask you to remain available to every demand while becoming unavailable to your own soul. The love frequency carried through the Pleiadian lineage is clear, intelligent, and deeply discerning. It recognizes unity, but it does not confuse unity with self-erasure. There is a wisdom in the words of Scripture. What shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? You may not be seeking the whole world. You may only be trying to keep one relationship, one position, one image, or one familiar identity. Yet the question remains intimate and powerful. What are you gaining if the price is the gradual disappearance of your inner truth? Many of you were taught that love means tolerating everything. You were taught to keep explaining yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you. You were taught to stay small so other people would not feel threatened by your clarity. You were taught that your sensitivity was a weakness. Your intuition was impractical, and your longing for something more was evidence that you were dissatisfied with life. But your sensitivity was never the problem. It was one of the ways your crystalline awareness perceived what others had learned to ignore. A finely tuned instrument detects sounds that a damaged instrument cannot hear. Your heart noticed the subtle shift in a voice, the concealed motive beneath a promise, and the emptiness behind a polished success. That awareness was not a defect to be corrected. It was a sacred instrument asking to be cared for and calibrated through truth. You felt the dishonesty beneath the words. You noticed when someone's affection came with control. You sensed when a path looked successful on the outside but carried no life within it. You felt the exhaustion that followed every moment in which you said yes, while your entire energy field was saying no. These perceptions were not random disturbances. They were signals from a heart that had not forgotten its original relationship with truth. The first movement of your activation begins when you stop treating your inner knowing as an inconvenience. For a long time, the veil may have been reinforced by fear of being called strange, fear of losing relationships, fear of standing alone, fear that if you fully remembered who you were, you would no longer fit inside the identity that Earth had given you. That fear is understandable. You came into a dense environment and learned to adapt. You learned language, roles, expectations, and survival patterns. You learned how to read the emotional weather of other people before checking the climate of your own heart. You became skilled at being what was needed. Yet every adaptation that once protected you can eventually become a doorway you must walk through. The child who learned to remain quiet may have been wise in a dangerous room. The young person who became endlessly helpful may have been seeking safety through usefulness. The adult who anticipates everyone's needs may have been trying to prevent another abandonment. Honor these parts. They are not enemies. They are guardians who stayed awake long after the danger had passed. You can thank them while gently teaching them that your life is no longer required to be organized around emergency. The veil begins to thin when you ask, with complete honesty, which parts of my life are truly mine, and which parts were built from the fear of being rejected. Do not ask this to judge yourself. Ask it with compassion. Your soul does not condemn the strategies that helped you survive. It simply knows when those strategies are no longer capable of carrying you toward your mission. The second movement is the awakening of the heart template. Your heart is not merely a place where emotion happens. It is a field of recognition. It remembers through resonance. This is why certain sounds, certain skies, certain conversations, and certain moments of silence can affect you more deeply than you can explain. Something in you recognizes a frequency that the mind cannot categorize. You may have felt drawn to the Pleiades, to Alcyone, to the image of the Seven Sisters, or simply to the idea of a home that feels peaceful beyond the limits of ordinary memory. You may not have a dramatic vision. You may only feel a quiet ache, a warmth behind the chest, or tears that arrive without an obvious story. Do not dismiss these moments because they are subtle. Soul remembrance often begins as a gentle pressure against the walls of the familiar. Like a seed beneath winter soil, the memory may be alive before there is any visible evidence of growth. A melody may awaken something that 1,000 explanations could not reach. The sight of a clear night sky may make you feel homesick for a place you cannot name. A compassionate stranger may stir recognition because their presence carries the quality of a forgotten language. These are invitations, not demands. You do not need to turn every feeling into a prophecy. Simply allow your heart to notice what brings it alive. The crystalline codes within you do not awaken through force. They respond to safety, truth, compassion, and coherent intention. Every time you forgive yourself for not knowing sooner, a layer of resistance softens. Every time you release the need to be understood by everyone, your energy returns to you. Every time you choose an honest boundary instead of a rehearsed performance, your inner signal becomes clearer. You are not broken because you have forgotten. You are not behind because your awakening did not happen according to someone else's timeline. The forgetting was part of the incarnation. It allowed you to encounter limitation closely enough to become a conscious carrier of love within it. You did not come here to remember everything at once. You came to remember in waves, each wave bringing enough light to transform the next layer of your life. Even Jesus said, "The kingdom of God is within you." Whether you hear those words through a religious lens or a mystical one, they point toward the same sacred truth. The deepest home is not granted by the approval of the world. It is uncovered within. Your remembrance is not a performance before the universe. It is the return of what was always present beneath the layers. The third movement is anchoring your star essence into Gaia. This is where many people misunderstand awakening. They imagine that remembering a Pleiadian origin means escaping Earth, rejecting ordinary life, or waiting for rescue from the sky. But your mission was never to abandon the planet that received you. Your mission is to bring a higher quality of presence into the places where you live, work, create, and relate. Gaia is not an obstacle to your cosmic identity. She's the living classroom that gives your soul weight, texture, and opportunity. The soil teaches patience. Rivers teach movement without force. Trees teach rootedness while reaching toward the heavens. Your body, too, is a meeting place between starlight and earth, between infinite awareness and the simple rhythm of breath. The Pleiadian frequency becomes real when it enters your choices. It is present when you bring patience into a difficult conversation. It is present when you refuse to participate in cruelty disguised as entertainment. It is present when you create something beautiful without needing to prove that you are special. It is present when you make your home, your body, your work, and your relationships more honest places for life to move through. You anchor light when you take care of what is directly in front of you. Drink water because your body is the vessel through which your awareness serves. Rest because exhaustion can distort your perception. Spend time in nature because Gaia helps you translate subtle insight into grounded presence. Speak clearly, listen deeply, keep promises to yourself. These simple actions are not separate from your cosmic path. They are how your cosmic path becomes trustworthy. If you receive an inner message but refuse to care for the body carrying it, the message remains incomplete. If you speak of universal love while treating yourself with contempt, the frequency becomes divided. If you dream of healing the planet but cannot pause long enough to notice the person beside you, the mission has become an escape. The sacred is not only in visions, it is in clean water, honest work, a nourishing meal, a repaired relationship, and the decision to rest before resentment speaks for you. Your star family does not need you to be constantly elevated, endlessly positive, or untouched by grief. They do not ask you to deny anger, sadness, or disappointment. They ask you to bring consciousness to what you feel. A heart-centered being is not someone who never experiences darkness. It is someone who does not allow darkness to become an excuse for harming others or abandoning themselves. The fourth movement is the restoration of discernment. There is a difference between unconditional love and unconditional access. You can love someone and still close the door. You can understand someone's pain and still refuse to become the place where they repeatedly discharge it. You can recognize the soul in another person without consenting to the behavior that wounds you. This distinction is essential for Pleiadian starseeds because your natural compassion can make you vulnerable to energetic entanglement. You may feel the potential in people so strongly that you ignore their current choices. You may keep waiting for someone to become the person you sense they could be. You may call it loyalty when your soul is asking for release. Discernment does not ask, "Can I find a reason to excuse this?" It asks, "What is the pattern showing me?" Love does not require you to argue with evidence. Sometimes the clearest spiritual answer is the repeated fruit of a situation. As Scripture teaches, a tree is known by its fruit. If a connection consistently produces fear, confusion, depletion, and self-doubt, pay attention. The presence of chemistry does not always mean the presence of alignment. The crystalline heart is soft, but it is not porous. It is open, but it is not unprotected. It knows that boundaries are not walls against love. They are structures that allow love to remain clear. When your boundaries become honest, resentment begins to leave. When resentment leaves, your life force returns. When your life force returns, remembrance becomes easier because you are no longer spending your energy maintaining a reality your soul has already outgrown. The fifth movement is activation through unity consciousness. This does not mean agreeing with everyone. It does not mean abandoning your discernment in the name of harmony. Unity consciousness means recognizing that separation is not the deepest truth, even when differences are real. It means you can hold your identity without using it as a weapon. It means you can stand in your path without needing to make another person wrong for choosing theirs. Your presence becomes a transmission when you no longer try to convince the world that you are awake. The need to prove yourself is often one of the final disguises of insecurity. Your energy speaks more clearly when your life begins to embody the message. People may not understand your vocabulary, your connection to the stars, or your experiences of remembrance, but they will recognize the peace that comes from someone who is no longer divided against themselves. This is why you may be feeling called to simplify. You may be losing interest in conversations built on gossip, competition, and fear. You may desire fewer relationships but deeper ones. You may feel your body resisting environments that once seemed normal. You may be drawn to creative expression, healing work, music, writing, teaching, or quiet service. These changes are not signs that you are becoming disconnected from humanity. They may be signs that you are becoming more available to the kind of humanity your soul came here to support. The sixth movement is trusting the timing of reunion. You have probably wondered why the remembering did not happen earlier. Why did you have to endure those years of confusion? Why did you have to learn through loss? Why did you have to feel different for so long before finding language for your experience? There may be no answer that satisfies the wounded part of the mind, but your soul may understand something the mind cannot yet hold. You needed to develop compassion for the human experience from the inside. You needed to know what it feels like to be afraid, to doubt yourself, to make mistakes, to seek approval, and to lose your way. This knowledge did not disqualify you from your mission. It gave your mission tenderness. You are not here to speak down to humanity from some distant level of perfection. You are here to meet people inside the places where they feel lost, and remind them that their essence is still intact. You can only offer that reminder authentically because you have needed it yourself. The delays were not always punishments. Some were protections. Some doors remain closed because entering them too soon would have placed your unhealed patterns in a larger arena. Some connections ended because they could not accompany the person you were becoming. Some opportunities disappeared because they belonged to an identity that was never meant to lead your life. Trust does not mean passivity. It means acting when your heart is clear and releasing the demand to control every consequence. It means understanding that divine timing is not a reason to avoid responsibility. It is an invitation to move with awareness rather than panic. A seed does not accuse the soil because it has not yet become a tree. It continues its hidden work. Your unseen seasons have also been preparing roots. The seventh movement is embodiment. This is where the memory becomes a way of being. You stop asking, "How do I prove that I am Pleiadian?" and begin asking, "How does love want to move through me today?" You stop waiting for a grand sign and notice the smaller assignments, the conversation that requires courage, the habit that requires release, the creative idea that wants protection, the person who needs to be treated with dignity, and the part of yourself that needs to be welcomed home. Your mission may not look dramatic. It may unfold through the way you raise a child, support a friend, build a business, create art, care for animals, restore land, teach a skill, or bring calm into a place shaped by fear. The Pleiadian imprint is not measured by how visible your work becomes. It is measured by how much coherence, compassion, and truth your presence contributes to the field around you. You are a bridge, but a bridge does not spend its time trying to become one side or the other. It allows movement. It connects. It remains steady while others cross. Your role is not to disappear into the world or float above it. Your role is to hold enough love within your body that separation does not have the final word. There will be moments when your old identity asks you to return. It will tell you that nothing has changed. It will remind you of everyone who doubted you. It will offer familiar pain because familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar freedom. When this happens, do not fight yourself. Place your hand over your heart and remember that transformation does not require you to hate who you were. You can thank the former version of yourself for carrying you this far and then allow that version to rest. The deeper truth is that your disconnection was never evidence of abandonment. It was the environment in which your connection could become conscious. If you had remembered everything immediately, you might have mistaken memory for mastery. You might have used the language of the stars to avoid the lessons of the earth. You might have believed that being different meant being more valuable. Instead, you were brought through the human experience until your compassion became stronger than your desire to be exceptional. This is the part your star family wants you to hear clearly. You were not sent here to become superior to the people around you. You were sent here to become more loving without becoming less discerning. You were sent here to carry a frequency that does not demand submission, worship, or fear. A frequency that invites each being to remember its own dignity. The Pleiadian High Council, as you perceive it in your inner field, is not asking you to chase signs or surrender your judgment. The connection is not meant to replace your wisdom. It is meant to strengthen it. Any message that asks you to abandon your autonomy, ignore your body, tolerate harm, or place another voice above your own deep discernment is not aligned with the highest expression of your heart. True guidance brings greater clarity. It does not create obsession. True remembrance makes you more present, not less. It brings you into relationship with your body, your responsibilities, your community, and the living intelligence of Gaia. It does not make you careless with the human life you chose to inhabit. So, if the rules you broke were the rules that demanded your silence, your exhaustion, your self-betrayal, or your emotional disappearance, then let the breaking become sacred in the most grounded sense. Let it mean that you are no longer willing to participate in the fragmentation of your own being. Let it mean that your love has matured beyond automatic compliance. Let it mean that your heart is no longer asking permission to be honest. You do not have to announce every transformation. You do not have to defend every boundary. You do not have to explain why a certain path no longer feels alive. Some changes are too sacred to place in the hands of people who have only known the old version of you. There is a quiet power in becoming unavailable to what repeatedly diminishes you. There is a quiet power in choosing the work that nourishes your soul even when it grows slowly. There is a quiet power in allowing your nervous system to learn that peace is not a trap, and that love does not need to be earned through suffering. Tonight, or whenever you feel ready, place your hand over your heart. Feel the warmth beneath your palm. Do not demand visions. Do not force a message. Simply become present. Then say slowly, in a way that feels true to you, I remember my Pleiadian origin. I align with the love of my star family. I activate my heart mission with grace, clarity, and purpose. I am here. I am safe to be honest. I am home within myself. If emotion rises, allow it. If nothing happens, allow that too. Activation is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is the first night you sleep without rehearsing an old argument. Sometimes it is the courage to make one honest decision. Sometimes it is the moment you realize that the home you were searching for in the stars is also being built within your own regulated, compassionate, awake heart. Here is the truth your heart has been approaching. You are not disconnected because you are unworthy of your origin. You are disconnected because you have been learning how to distinguish the frequency of your soul from the noise of the world. You have been learning that not every invitation is aligned, not every relationship is permanent, and not every form of love is safe to enter. Your longing was not a flaw, it was a compass. Your discomfort was not always failure. Sometimes it was your essence refusing to be compressed into a life that could not contain it. Your loneliness was not proof that you had been forgotten. Some of it was the space required for you to hear what constant noise had hidden. The Seven Sisters are not simply a destination outside you. They are a pattern of remembrance within you. Cooperation instead of domination. Compassion instead of control. Clarity instead of performance. And love that honors freedom. Alcyone is not a place you must reach to become whole. It is a symbol of the central light you carry when your heart is no longer divided between who you are and who you think you must be. Your star family is not waiting for a perfect version of you. They are meeting you in the imperfect, courageous human moment where you choose again. They are present when you apologize without collapsing into shame. They are present when you say no without cruelty. They are present when you begin again after losing faith. They are present when you take your own hand and refuse to abandon yourself. You may have thought the message was about breaking rules for someone else, but perhaps the deeper message is that your soul has been breaking the rules of separation for you all along. It has been interrupting the patterns that kept you disconnected from your own tenderness. It has been removing what could not travel with you. It has been guiding you toward a life where your gifts are not performances, but natural expressions of a heart that has remembered its purpose. You are not required to save everyone. You are not required to carry the entire planet in your energy field. You are not required to prove your lineage through suffering. You are required only to become honest enough that love can move through you without distortion. That is the reunion, not an escape from Earth, but a return to presence. Not a dramatic arrival of someone from the sky, but the gradual recognition that you have never been spiritually abandoned. Not the rejection of your humanity, but the healing of the division between your human heart and your greater consciousness. The next chapter may ask you to choose differently. It may ask you to leave what once felt secure. It may ask you to speak when silence has become expensive. It may ask you to rest when your old identity wants to earn love through exhaustion. Meet each choice gently. You do not need to become fearless. You only need to stop allowing fear to make every decision. And when doubt returns, remember this: your connection is not measured by how often you feel cosmic. It is measured by how faithfully you return to love after life has challenged you. Your remembrance is not measured by how many signs you collect. It is measured by how much truth you can embody without using it to separate yourself from others. You are a child of the stars and a caretaker of this world. You are both. You do not have to choose between the vastness of your origin and the intimacy of your earthly life. The mission is in the meeting place. The light becomes useful when it enters your hands, your words, your choices, your relationships, and your willingness to remain present. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of the unity grid forming here. Drop one heart intention in the comments, something real. Then respond to someone else's with love or encouragement. This isn't content, it's collective Pleiadian reunion. Energy multiplies when hearts connect. If something in this message resonated with your soul, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your orbit is waiting for this exact activation from their star family. Share it. And if you felt your heart, subscribe. Stay connected to the frequency. You're not just watching, you're remembering. This is your sacred space. Your Pleiadian family is here, and we're just getting started.